Your brain is not tired. It's overstimulated. And the reason you struggle to think clearly or focus deeply or even just sit alone with your thoughts, it has absolutely nothing to do with discipline or motivation or intelligence. It has to do with one thing you're quietly avoiding: silence. Most people don't realize this, but the modern mind is trained to fear silence the same way the body fears pain. Not because silence is harmful, but because of what it forces your brain to do. Today, we're going to break down why silence feels so uncomfortable, what the science actually says is happening inside your mind when things go quiet. This isn't philosophy. This is brain science. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment external noise disappears, your brain doesn't relax, it turns inward. And that inward turn, it activates a specific system called the default mode network. This is the part of the brain responsible for self-reflection, memory, and identity formation. It's where meaning is built. But it's also where unprocessed thoughts live, unresolved emotions, avoided questions. So when silence appears, all of that surfaces at once. Silence isn't empty, it's full. Most people respond to this by reaching for stimulation. They turn on music, they open their phone, they put something on in the background. Not because they're bored, but because they're escaping cognitive effort. Psychology calls this cognitive offloading. Instead of letting the brain do the work of organizing thoughts, we outsource that work to constant input. And over time, the brain adapts. Here's where things get dangerous. A brain that is constantly stimulated becomes intolerant of effort. It learns to expect ease, speed, instant reward. Historically, deep thinkers understood this. They sought solitude not for peace, but for pressure. Because complex ideas don't appear when the mind is entertained. They appear when the mind is forced to wrestle with itself. Psychology calls this cognitive elaboration. But look, elaboration requires friction, and friction only exists when you stop the input. If your brain is always consuming, it never produces. Modern neuroscience backs this up. Heavy, medium multitaskers, they perform worse on memory tests. They struggle with sustained attention. Silence, on the other hand, demands something from you. It forces the brain to organize, to resolve internal noise, to sit with discomfort long enough for clarity to emerge. This is why your best ideas, they rarely show up while scrolling. They appear in the shower, on long walks, late at night. Those moments aren't magical, they're neurological. And this is where most people quit. The first time you sit in silence, your thoughts feel chaotic, restless. That's not failure, that's withdrawal. Your brain is reacting to the absence of stimulation like it's quitting a drug. But if you stay, something changes. The noise settles. Silence becomes useful. It's about mental strength, the ability to stay present with your thoughts without escaping them, the ability to trust your own mind. So here's the reset. Not meditation, not hacks. 10 minutes a day of intentional silence. No phone, no music, no guidance. Just you and your thoughts. Your job isn't to clear your mind. Your job is to stop running from it. At first, it'll feel uncomfortable. Then it'll feel boring. Then it'll feel clarifying. Because silence isn't empty. It's where your thinking sharpens. It's where your identity stabilizes. If silence makes you uncomfortable, that's not a weakness. It's a signal that your mind has something important waiting underneath the noise. And the mind that can sit quietly with itself, that's the mind that can think deeply, clearly, and independently. That's not just psychology, that's power. I'm Nico. Let's reset together.